Thank you. Mm. Hello. Hello. Let's see if I can. Can't seem to. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Oh. Okay. Let's see what's this. Oh. Mm. Let's see if I got paid. Sucks. No, haven't gotten paid. Sorry. I'm thinking of mundane things. Let's get our motivation right. Hmm. So we're gonna die. So was this life worth it or worthwhile? Do you regret not having worked harder, made more money, or do you regret not having studied and meditated and practiced more? The Buddha Dharma. What's it gonna be like when you're dying? Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Where's my? Oh, I'm already live. I'm sorry. Hello, friends. Hmm. Well, I don't have. Hmm. I have my headset on, but it's not plugged in. So maybe I should get close to the phone and say, hello, friends, enemies, strangers, those in the bardo. Mm, who else? And of course, all my kind mothers and my biological mother who passed away February 15th. So, what are we going to talk about today? So, I'm studying the Bhagavad Gita, the Gita. That's, you could call it the Hindu Bible, but you could say it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to get my dog not to eat stuff out in the street. Well, it's not my dog. I'm walking the dog. It's my sister's son's dog. Okay. Naya. Okay, so I'm studying the Gita. So yeah, you could say it's the Hindu Bible. Like you probably saw Tulsi Gabbard and maybe other Hindu Americans put their hand on the Bible on that, or instead of the Christian Bible, they would put their hand on the Hindu Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord's song, the song to the Lord. The Lord is in the absolute. So, mm, but it's not really that. It's more like Yeah, you can use it in a devotional way, but it's more like, or I like to think of it as a supplement to my Buddhism, my studies of Buddhism. Whoa, look at that. Nice poopy. Mm. In a spot that I could leave. Nobody's going to step there. It's like a bush, right? I don't know. Maybe I should pick it up. So you could say that yeah, the Gita, I'd like to think of it more as a supplement to my Buddhism because it's more of a perennial philosophy, a perennial religion. Hmm, you, could I say that it's a science of religion? Oh, many people to Gandhi, it inspired him. He particularly liked chapter 2. I think he tried to put with him. Chapter 2 covers it's like a summary of the Gita. It covers a lot of points. I'm in chapter 4. No, 5. Wow. There's 18 chapters. Yeah, chapter 2 was pretty long. Mm, I'm not sure how long chapter 5 is, but I spent 4 weeks on it. Well, not every day working on it. I spent a few days at the end of when it was due. And again, I'm doing the same thing. Looking at verses, a second set of verses. So the first set was verse 1 through 10, right? And now I'm on verse 11 through 19. So it's like taking every 10 or 9 verses. With the teacher, Scott Teitsworth, or Tatesworth, however you pronounce it. He's pretty awesome guy and pretty knowledgeable about the Gita. He got taught as a disciple, or in other words, he had a guru. I guess he could still say he has that guru. Guru Nitya Chaitanya Yati. I don't know if he got to see his guru's guru, Guru Nataraja, and then there's a Narayana Guru. That's the big heavyweight one, the one that started the lineage, you could say. Hmm. So, hmm. So I like to think of the Gita more as like a science of religion or a foundation for all religions. Did I say that? Hmm. Well, it's more like a foundation for theistic religions. Hmm. Because Buddhism is a religion, but it doesn't have a theistic supreme being. Well, you could think of certain forms of the Buddha, like Vajradhara, or even Vajrasattva, as being that supreme deity. Well, Vajrasattva could be thought of as the collection of all the Buddhas into one, rolled up into one. Hmm. How could that be? Anyway, so so I have hmm, every weekend I have due my paper is due on the lesson that Scott sent And it's called lesson 16, but it's on chapter 5 and verses 11 through 19. And the verses amongst the verses, Scott points out that verse 15 is quite outstanding because it is suggesting that we don't need to think that there is some deity looking over our shoulders and judging us. That's how some deity looking over our shoulders and judging our actions. I wonder if are there people that actually live that way? Maybe by living that way, they by living that way, imagining that there is a deity watching, looking over their shoulders and judging them for whatever they do. All their actions are being judged by this deity. All the actions of even of thought, of the mind, body, speech, and mind in Buddhism. So mind is thoughts. So this deity could be watching over us and judging our thoughts. Mhm. But I'm wondering if there are people that live this way, does it benefit them in the long run or overall in their life? By not, the the thing about it is that the person that is living this way has to evaluate every action that is committed. So the person has to be the judge, has to be judgmental of themselves, has to judge every single action that they do every single day, every moment of the day. They have to decide, is this a good action? Is this a bad action? Is this a neutral action? And how do they determine whether it's a good, bad, or neutral action? And good according to what standards? Sometimes it might be societal standards. So sometimes it might be that in order to function, you have to follow certain norms. So by convention, you you speak a certain way so that others can understand you. You measure things in a certain way, like you might use inches instead of centimeters, depending on your environment, your society, and so forth. But what about moral activities that have moral consequences? hmm It's a bit complicated. How does one navigate that? Well, you can follow certain precepts, I suppose, like or commandments, 10 Commandments. Mm, Maybe focusing on and the most basic ones, you could say that you will try not to lie, steal, try not to cheat, try not to kill, harm others, things like that. Those are pretty good, I suppose. They seem to foster trust. Trust. I think that's a good word. So you got to work on that on those. But so a person that is super conscious of every activity, and he is judging it, and has the motivation to express it in a way that says, "I'm doing this. Uh, I'm doing the will of God." Hmm. Hmm. So that's a devotional form. So let's see. Yeah. So let me share something. Share. Okay. Share screen. Okay, I'm sharing the screen. Now I'm going to go to here, lens. And then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to see some items that I have scanned. I take pictures of pages of books, and then I put them together into either PDFs or Word documents. It seems like it works better if I don't do too many pages at once. Otherwise, for example, let's see if I have one that hasn't uploaded yet. Maybe it already has. Hmm, one of them. Maybe it's one of those. Anyway, there's a page. I wonder if I can find it. Hmm. Maybe it's over here. Maybe it's hmm. Yeah. This is Okay, so I couldn't find the. Let me try to find it again. I got interrupted by Abhishek Shukla on Messenger. He wanted to know if I got paid, and I haven't gotten paid, and it's looking pretty bad. Okay, I got negative $62 in the bank. So it's looking bad right now. I'll get paid eventually. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. Oh, wait a minute. I want to share. I want to share. I want to share my screen, entire screen, and I want to go over here. So let me go out of here and look for, see if it's in here. No, it's not in there. Well, let's go to the very top. See if it's in. Oh no, that's the Mahesh Yogi one. Yeah, Mahesh Yogi. That's not it. Let's try this one. I don't know if this is it. No, this doesn't. This looks like the Mahesh Yogi one. Yeah. Oh wait. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find it for particular. Hmm. This is all mixed up. Yeah. Is this going forever? Oh, maybe I'm. See, this is just got. Oh, maybe I could find it around here somewhere. No, it wouldn't be it. It wouldn't be that one. It'd be more like that. I think it's on page like it'd have to be around page 130. Mm-hmm. No, maybe 125. Let's see if I can, oh, here's 138. Oh no. 135. No, it's gotta be 125-ish. And that's another book. 135-ish. Oh, here's a 129. No, that's not. So it's gotta be 120. Well, page 120. See if we can find page 120 or so. I don't know. Well, let's go for let's go. Maybe I didn't take a picture of it. Hmm. 29. It's gotta be. No, that's not it. It's gotta be 132, 130. No, I hope I can find it. 345. No, it's another book. So I got two Gitas. One by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and one by Guru Nitya Chaitanya Yati. And this is the Mahesh Yogi one. Mm-hmm. There's 11. Oh, this might be it. No, no. No. Oh, no. 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 Well, mm-hmm. Let's look at this one. Maybe I already seen these. Mhm. Maybe I didn't take a picture of it. And I thought it was pretty good, what it said. And I read it many weeks ago. And when I read it again, I said, oh, so it takes me 3 or 4 readings or something to get something out of it, especially these kind of works. Hmm. See if find it. Shit. Chapter 5. Bhagavad Gita. 245. Oh, this is interesting. Oh no, it's gotta be page 120, around there. Hmm. I don't think I may have not captured it or taken a picture of it. Oh, there's 129. It's kind of close. No, it wouldn't be. Oh well, what about this? I think that's all the pictures I took. So unless I took a picture of it earlier. Anyway, let's see if I can. Let's see. I could show you this. Let's see. See if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. So, so Scott Teitsworth, why the Gita matters. Hmm. Well, that's not. Yeah, this is these several. I don't know how many paragraphs. Maybe 10 or 20 paragraphs. Or Scott Teitsworth's writing found in an introduction to the Bhagavad Gita. So I thought it was praiseworthy. I think the thing that caught my attention, um, maybe the thing that most caught my attention is this: the human race is capable of greatness, but is hobbled by systems that prevent individuals from maturing beyond their early roles as submissive children. Religion often becomes the substitute parent after the child leaves home. No wonder so many long for the return of a Messiah, worship a king, or vote for a leader who promises to take care of them. Some among us even wishes to be independent, let alone strive for it. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Maybe we could share this. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Scott. Maybe I should find where it is. Uh, Scott takes verse. Let's see. Hmm. Oh boy. Oh, I know how I can find it. I can go over. Hmm. Mm. Shit. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Ah, shit. Copy. Mm. Mhm. Mm. Okay, let's see. So, but there's more that Scott wrote. Hmm. Yeah, here, I pulled it off. I pulled that from down here. So at the beginning, he covers what the Bhagavad Gita is about, but then in general, like a summary or like a background information, maybe, and why the Gita sit on the battlefield, the subject matter, why is this book needed? So here's where I pulled out that quote right around there. Hmm. Right approximately there. Where is it there? I can't get it right. The human. There it is. I got that from right there. But then, well, right, right there. There. I can't quite get it. Hmm. There, I got it. With my big thumb, I was able to capture it. But I can forget about it. So the human race is capable of greatness. So I was able to copy all that. And I went further on and I copied all the rest to the bottom of the page because I thought it was pretty good. Let's see what. Hmm. Oh, maybe I could paste that. Yeah, I pasted it onto him. Hmm. Hmm. It's all too rare. Yeah, it's really hard to be independent, and and how can one strive to be independent? We can only hope that our choices in the choices. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Let's see who else might enjoy this. Mm, yeah. Mhm, 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 mhm. Mhm, 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 mhm. Oh my goodness. Mm. I got distracted. Hmm. Let's see. I hope that they don't, that YouTube doesn't say that I'm putting adult content on my channel and remove it. It was unintentional, YouTube. Dear YouTube algorithms to detect what is not, well, it was against the rules of the community. It was not intentional. Whatever you imagine you saw that goes against it, like I didn't intentionally put sexual content. I was just browsing, and I forgot that I was sharing my screen, and so let's see. What I wanted to do was, oh, okay, here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go over here and here. So I read this. I was sharing this first paragraph to all my friends and giving the credit to Scott Teitsworth because this is all by him. Oh, maybe what I could do is put this PDF. There we go. Mm-hmm. Scott continues. Scott continues. Continues. So part of the thrill of studying the Bhagavad Gita is the awakening of all the suppressed parts of us that are dying to have a chance to be expressed. Mhm. It's the call of our inner being to be let out of its socially constructed cage. Our best contribution to the world and to our own well-being is to extricate ourselves from a psychic prison. We can hardly imagine the height humanity is capable of attaining if it was comprised of independent, sovereign, thoughtful adults. I'm trying to extricate myself. I'm trying to from my psychic prison. Ah, I don't know. But I feel it because I have no awareness, no in any way. Mm, 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 Mm. 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 Me voy a bañar. Mm. Mm. How to extricate? So interdependent. Mm. So how to extricate myself? Mm. So I can go to. Mm. Mm. Let's see. Mm. And I'm going to uh, stop recording. Mm. I have to go to Zoom. Hmm. Stop sharing. Say hello. Well, I tried to go through my notes and I got stuck in trying to find a particular passage. Let's see if I can find it. Uh, uh, oh, here it is. It's in this book right here. Oh, it's in this book right here. The Bhagavad Gita. It's in chapter 5. Let's see if I can find it. Ah, so it must be over here. No, the beginning of chapter 5. Here it is. Let me flip, let me flip it over. So, so this is chapter 5. It's to do with karma, samyasa, yoga, unitive action, and renunciation. That's the key word. In Buddhism, renunciation is talked about too. It's like a prerequisite before getting on the path. You want to renunciate that which you have failed to, uh, well, that which you realize that it has failed you. And that's believing that uh, anything in samsara is going to make you uh, happy, mm, permanently happy. Is Buddhism, maybe it's not promising permanent happiness, but maybe with nirvana it's promising permanent elimination of that which could cause happiness. That, in other words, dukkha, unsatisfactoriness. So the renunciation involves stop believing what you've been doing as leading to happiness. In other words, samsara is cyclic existence. So you're cyclically repeating things that aren't going to help, like You keep banging your head against the wall, things like that. So renunciation is pretty important in Buddhism, and here it's pretty important in chapter 5. So, it says, if we examine the history, nature, the six systems of Indian philosophy, we find that they fall into three pairs: Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Samkhya, Yoga. There's two pairs. This, and Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa. Interesting. So there's five pairs. No, three pairs. A total of six. This is the six schools of Indian philosophy, the six orthodox schools. Orthodox because they they base their knowledge on the Vedas and oftentimes the Upanishads, which come after the Vedas, or Vedanta. So each pair is taken. Oh, but that's not what. Maybe it's over here. Okay, here it is. Here's what I wanted to read. So the teacher, can you give me a? So the student asks, can you give me a typical example of each of these? What are these? There's a complementarity between renunciation resulting from unitive reasoning and the performance of action with an identity of the personal self with the universal self. Karma yoga. Hmm. So, can you give me a couple of each of these? Okay, see, everything is an aggregate of dependent origination. That's something that the Buddha could have patented it as being the first one to talk about dependent origination, born of desire, Gautama. So this dependent origination is born out of desire, right? So everything that happens arises out of desire, you could say. So Gautama, the prince of Kapilavastu, became the awakened one, the Buddha. Having found nothing greater than Nibbana, the great liberation, he lived the life of a renunciate. He typifies sannyasa, renunciation, right? Jesus, on the other hand, Jesus of Nazareth found his self identity with God and guided all his actions on that sense of identity expressed in the dictum, Thy will be done and not mine. He typifies the highest form of the unitive way of action. In both these cases, everything personal, private, narrow, closed, limited, or relativistic is transcended. Instead of seeing the complementarity of these two approaches, many see how the apparent contradiction between rejection and acceptance and place these two visions of life as opposed to each other. Arjuna also is not free from such a fallacy of judgment. He asks, mm-hmm. He asks, damn, I get lost. No. He asks, you recommend the effective tradition of action, O Krishna, and again, yoga. You also tell me, duly determine which one of these two is spiritually better. And earlier in chapter 2, 3, and 4, unitive reasoning was referred to as superior to performance of action. It was never made clear that they are complementary, as in the two cases you have cited above. Hence, Arjuna's confusion is legitimate. Mhm. Krishna makes it very clear in the following verse. Both renunciation and unitive action have emancipation as their common effect. In the two, however, unitive action is superior to mere renunciation of action. I think even in this verse, there remains a vestige of the same semantic confusion that led Arjuna to think of unitive reasoning and the unitive way of action as mutually contradictory, or at least contrary, with the latter having a special stress of superiority over the former. Where when Krishna is asked to compare and evaluate renunciation in unitive way of action, he compares the unitive way of action with inaction. It is hard to see what distinction Krishna makes between sannyas in the sense of renunciation of one's action, inaction, or in the enjoyment. Yes, you're right. There is possible confusion in the different senses in which the word renunciation is used here. In the above verse, Krishna speaks of sannyasa as being equal to karma yoga when judged by their common effects of spiritual emancipation. When judged merely on the basis of effect or end, rather than by the method or means employed, they are equal. When we take into consideration the means, there is a difference. Hmm. The Gita decides in favor of karma yoga, unit of action, against mere omission of action, given in the above verses as karma samnyasa. The evaluation of samnyasa in the light of yoga may be said to be one of the important contributions of the Gita. Wow. The man should be recognized as the perennial renouncer, Nita Sannyasa, who neither hates nor desires, free indeed from conflicting pairs. Hmm. Spontaneity and axiological identity of the two disciplines, the rationalism and self-discipline, are distinct. Only children say, not well informed, one well established, and either one of them obtains the results of both. That status attained by men of Samkhya is reached also by those of yoga unit of discipline. He who thus sees Samkhya and yoga as one, he alone sees. Hmm. Mhm. Mhm. I'm getting, I'm getting a headache. No, not really. I'm getting tired. It's more like it. Maybe lack of oxygen. Anyway, mm, I will stop this meeting now and go on to do my activities and think about these things. Mm.